What's up, people? It's your girl Adiola. Finally, a revolution is happening in Nigeria and I am so happy. Nigeria go better in our lifetime. I am telling you. It started with young people protesting against police brutality, especially the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, that is Censors, that continues to harass anyone with iPhone, laptop, dreadlock, shooting people at will. In fact, they've been shooting people even during this protest. And once again, Buhari's government said that they heard the protesters and that they would reform Censors. There are two problems with that. First of all, they've been saying the same thing for years. Look at this headline. It's from 2017 when they said that they banned Censors, and then in 2018 the same Inspector General of Police restates ban on Censors, and it's like, what happened to the ban in 2017? In 2019, another breaking news: new IGP disbands FSARS. Notice that by then they've changed the name to FSARS. Same set of people. And then beginning of 2020 they said the same thing in a different word. Now they want to make it SWAT. Did you see the news? Do they think that Nigerians are stupid? I don't understand. Do they think that we're stupid? Please help me, somebody. Why is it hard for Nigerian government, Nigerian police force to understand the meaning of end, as in end SARS? We're not saying reform or rename SARS. We're saying end it. It is about their orientation. The entire police force, the entire military, they need to be trained on how to treat human beings, how to treat the people that they say that they are protecting. Because to be honest with you, it's not just SARS that are harassing people. Even regular policemen are shooting people. Regular policemen are harassing Nigerians. Regular policemen are collecting bribe by the roadside. So definitely we do need policemen, but we need good policemen that will actually go after robbers and hopefully after corrupt politicians. What we don't need is policemen, no matter what name you give them, that will have issues with dreadlocks or iPhone. And that is not the only thing that we are saying. Actually, this is not just about SARS. The problem of Nigeria is beyond SARS, and I am glad that a lot of young people have finally decided that enough is enough. Nigeria must be better in their time. We need this kind of protest on the lack of stable electricity in the whole country all these years. We need this kind of protest for our roads that are filled with potholes in so many parts of Nigeria. We need this for the price of fuel and electricity that doubled overnight. We should have been on the street a long time ago. We need to get angry like this at the fact that our politicians are living in luxury at the expense of the people that they claim that they represent. You see, when you see the conditions of our public schools in Nigeria, the primary schools, secondary schools, and tertiary institutions, we should protest like this, which is why Nigerians are not stopping, even after the government said that they would reform SARS. And you know, I love how Nigerians are protesting. Have you seen them cleaning up after themselves? Like, that's just wonderful. So many people are going to protest, staying till the end of the protest just to clean up. God bless every one of you that have been doing this. I've seen videos, I've seen pictures. I even saw some people giving food and drinks to police officers. I'm like, wow. Hopefully this helps to clarify that Nigerians don't hate good policemen. We're not against good policing. We're just against brutality. And speaking of food and drinks, shout out to celebrities like Wole Arole, who donated 1,000 bottles of water to protesters. Wow. I cannot even mention everyone that has supported people, but another thing that gladdens my heart is just seeing our celebrities out there with the masses. People with influence are going out on the street. You know, we've been shouting about corruption and the effects of corruption in Nigeria for years. So to now see our celebrities finally speaking out, taking a stand, going out on the street, at home and abroad, do you know that the world is now paying attention to what regular Nigerians have been saying for years? The whole world is now paying attention to Censors. Celebrities like John Boyega, even Kanye West tweeted about Nigeria. Shout out to Bishop T.D. Jakes. He reminded us that injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. He even quoted Dr. Martin Luther King, that popular American pastor who stood in protest, who addressed people in protest, who stood for the people, who fought for human rights in his time until he was killed for fighting for human rights. So do you see why I strongly believe that it's very important for people with influence to use their influence to highlight injustice? Do you guys saw that when Davido showed up at that protest in Abuja? Do you know that the police stopped firing at protesters? I mean, nobody wants to accidentally shoot Davido. Who wants to be the person? You get what I'm saying? Not only that, Davido said that they must release all the arrested protesters. And guess what? They did. They released all of them while Davido was still there. If they could respect Davido to release protesters, just imagine what would happen at the protest if religious leaders with influence are also also present. And once again, this is not an attack against your pastor or your imam, because some people get uncomfortable whenever we talk about men of God taking a stand with the regular people. First of all, it's not easy, even for the celebrities that are taking a stand. You know, Brother Shaggy wrote online about how all his family members started calling him the moment he started tweeting about Censors. They didn't want him to go out there. They didn't want him to speak out. They didn't want him to protest. And he put it out there. He said, if everybody says they don't want their children out there, who is going to fight for the country? But just imagine what would happen if religious leaders with influence are also present. And I'm not just talking about pastors. I'm talking about popular imams as well. You guys remember Sheikh Albani, the man who said that Buhari is useless. That is his quote. I didn't say it, but he said Buhari is useless. If the man says that he will be at the protest, do you know how many people will show up? Not just Muslims, even Christians would want to go there to meet him, even if it's just to take pictures with him. And the same thing goes with Christian leaders, especially all of them that were ready to protest about Kama Bill. Now imagine if that GO participates in the protest, all his church members would show up. First of all, if they said that Bishop Oyedepo will be there, his church members will say, I must be there. We are destined to dominate. So no policeman in Nigeria wants to accidentally shoot any popular pastor or any popular imam, because they know that a war will start. And that is why we need them to lend their voices, to lend their presence. Do you know that all the killings of protesters, harassing protesters, would stop if just one of these men of God happens to be at the protest taking a stand with the people? For those wondering, by the way, if it's biblical to take a stand for justice by protesting, Proverbs 31:9 says, speak up, defend the rights of the poor and needy. Another translation says, open your mouth. You know, every judge that God appointed for the Israelites in the book of Judges happened to be someone that stands up for them in the face of injustice. I don't know if you've noticed, Moses confronted Pharaoh and said, let my people go. Let my people go is a protest. It's like Censors, you know. Esther was ready to die. She said, if I die, I die. She was ready to die for the people. Even though she wasn't directly affected, she was in the palace. Prophet Isaiah really advocated for justice. I don't know if you've read Isaiah 1:17. He said, seek justice, correct oppression. If what we are going through in Nigeria is not injustice, I don't know what it is. If it's not oppression, then what is it? That's a command. When it comes to protest, some people will say that God has to come down from heaven to instruct them to join. They say God has to tell you to join. The only thing I don't understand is when it comes to Kama, when it comes to closing down churches during COVID-19, when it comes to 5G, these people don't need God to come down to tell them to protest or to tell them to speak out. So that's just a little bit confusing for me, because the fact that policemen are killing human beings is also very important. The fact that electricity is not stable, the roads are not good, the fact that the minimum wage is 30,000, I think God would also want you to fight for that, not just for churches to be opened. Lastly, I think that it's very important for us to address the root cause of this issue. You know, our main problem in Nigeria is corruption and poverty. Poverty is a result of corruption. The minimum wage is ridiculous and there is no job. There's high unemployment, which is why a lot of people take up any job that would bring them money, not because they have passion for it. I'm sorry to say this, but not everybody that teaches is supposed to be a teacher. Like some people are university graduates, it's not like they want to teach, but they couldn't find job. You will see some teachers, you'll be wondering, who is the teacher? Is it you or me? Father. Not only that, no offense, but not everybody that is a pastor in Nigeria is called by God. Some people just couldn't find job or they couldn't find admission, so they go to seminary. It's not as if God said they should go to seminary. I don't know, and I'm not against being a pastor. I'm just saying that that is one of the reasons why a lot of people become policemen or soldiers in Nigeria. It's not as if they have passion to serve the country. It's not every Nigerian soldier that believes that Nigeria is worth dying for. Many of them just wanted a means of survival. Unfortunately, just like our teachers are not well paid, our doctors are underpaid, our bankers are working more than what they are getting paid, our policemen are also not well paid. That's the truth. Meanwhile, our politicians are overpaid, and so many of them, I keep wondering what they are doing. You must have seen the news that the president and the vice president, Buhari and Osinbajo, they want to eat it 167 million naira in the next budget. The only problem is these underpaid and angry policemen policemen have access to weapons. Now, my main issue with security forces in Nigeria is instead of confronting those who can increase their salaries, those who are knowingly underpaying them, they take out their frustration on regular people. They stand by the roadside collecting bribes from drivers, even Okada drivers. And do you know that so many drivers have been killed for not giving them bribe? 50 naira. They're very happy to protect our corrupt politicians, knowing that those people will give them money, but they harass regular people. And that is why, despite the fact that we know that they are not well paid, they make it hard for us to fight for them by the way that they treat people. You know, I listened to an interview of a policeman who said that he has worked for 17 years with nothing to show for it, no house, no land, because he gets paid 60,000 naira per month. That is $156 as a sergeant. And he refused to take bribes, which he says he now regrets.
You pay them peanuts and you want them, we'll buy our uniform ourselves.
You buy your uniform yourself?
Yes. Out of your salary is gone on drugs. You can't even go to a good hospital. You can't even go for good test because you don't have the money.
No health insurance?
For where? Go ask them.
Wow, he also said that he had to withdraw his children from private school to public schools. But the ridiculous thing is, if he is getting 60,000 naira after serving for 17 years, don't be surprised. So many of them will be getting paid much less than that, and they have family, they have children to feed. Now, I'm not saying that this is an excuse for them to extort people. I'm not saying that this is an excuse for them to harass people or for them to take bribes. I'm saying that the difference between them and other people that are not well paid is that they have weapons and they have a job that gives them the right to point their weapon at people. So we cannot ignore how the police are treated if we want them to stop extorting regular people, which is why this protest is beyond ending SARS. Policemen should be well paid. They should be well treated so that they have no excuse to be taking bribe. But not just the police. Teachers should be well treated. Teachers should be well paid. Doctors should be well paid. Bankers, journalists. The minimum wage in Nigeria must increase, because so long as politicians are getting millions every month and policemen are getting 60,000 naira and they have weapons, we won't see the change that we're after. You know, I saw this funny video. I think that it's a skit, I don't know, but it's an illustration of what could happen if the weapon is no longer in the hands of the security forces but in the hands of the regular people. Now, shout out to all the women that are out there fighting for a better Nigeria. I am so happy, so excited. You have no idea how happy this makes me to see that our women are leading protests, that they are embracing the power that they have. Shout out to this beautiful woman, Manti Umo. Shout out to this lady holding her baby while protesting from the roof of a car. Shout out to this grandma who spoke so eloquently. Shout out to this lady. I've seen her pictures everywhere, as well as my sister Aisha Yesufu, whose picture has become a symbol of the fight for justice in Nigeria. Some guy tried to tear her down on the internet, saying that it's against Islam for her to protest. And I'm like, wait, because she's a woman, like, so she, like, wow, father. I'm very happy that a lot of Nigerians have answered him. But they didn't just answer him, they started circulating the picture even more. And I'm so happy to hear this 21-year-old lady speak out at a protest.
Why are you shooting at us? Why are you shooting at us? I mean, just started though. We just said we will still tackle Buhari. He has been a bad boy. He has been a bad boy.
Ooh, snap, Buhari has been a bad boy. Did she just like, did you see what she did right there? She said Buhari has been a bad boy. Ah, father.
The roads are bad. No lights. Education zero. And we are just asking for you to stop killing us. We just want to live. International disgrace. That's what they like. And we will embarrass you. We're here, Guinea Bar. You will kill us. We're here.
For that, you see? Yes, we need an all-round revolution in Nigeria. And I want to leave you guys with this controversial question. Don't take offense. But you know, those of us that live in America, when we protest about police brutality, racial discrimination in America, I've seen a lot of Nigerians online who discredit and dismiss the Black Lives Matter movement. They say that it's just an attack against Trump. They say that, oh, they are just criminals, they are looters. But these same Nigerians, they want the whole world to care about Censors. So the question now is it okay for us to care about what other people are going through in other countries, in other parts of the world? Or is it okay to explain it away just because some politicians dismissed it? And of course, I know that a lot of people will abuse me for asking this question. That's fine. But please don't abuse anybody else that, that tries to dialogue with you in the comment section. I just want us to dialogue about caring about what other people care about in other places, especially when we want them to care about what we care about. You guys not much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to the beautiful country of Lesotho. African leaders, why are you all the same? As in, this is what I don't understand. It has baffled me. It is still baffling me. Can you guys believe that in Lesotho, once you have more than 100 social media followers, the government now wants you to register with the Lesotho Communications Authority? The devil is like, what the heck? 100 followers. Haba, kilo letobe. This is a new law that they are introducing. They said that anyone with more than 100 followers must register and abide by some rules and guidelines, because they will now be monitoring their posts and they can take down posts that they don't like. This is so ridiculous. 100 followers. What is the population of the country? 2 million people. Thank you very much. 2.1 million. That is a very good size. Why is the government afraid of 100 people following somebody's tweet or post? By the way, is it 100 from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram combined, or 100 on this? On Facebook, you don't know. I'm sorry that I'm laughing. It's just so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. Why is the government afraid of 100 people, just 100 people following somebody's tweet or post? Haba. Now, they said that they must now get a license as internet broadcasters. And if they successfully pass this into law, social media users with more than 100 followers will now have to abide by strict guidelines and regulations governing the broadcast media. You guys already know how the government in Africa censor traditional media. That is what they want to be doing to social media influencers in Lesotho. This law would also empower the Communications Authority to conduct investigations on social media influencers if they don't like what they've been posting, which means that they can be arrested. They will say that they are under investigation. Let me know what you guys think about having to get a license, because so many of you that are watching me, you know, you don't have to be from Lesotho, but many of you have more than 100 followers. Some of you have more than 5,000 Facebook friends. No, so imagine them watching you on Plasma TV. It would be so wonderful, by the way, to hear from the people of Lesotho. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Namibia. Oh my God. Have you guys been seeing that hashtag, shut it all down? Yes, you know, just like Censors is trending in Nigeria and among Nigerians abroad, the people of Namibia are saying that the government must shut it all down until their women feel safe. In April of this year, a young lady named Shannon went missing. Only for her remains to be found after some months in a shallow grave. It's heartbreaking. I can't even imagine what her family is going through.
Mysterious disappearance and suspected murder of 22-year-old Shannon Wassefall. Now, human remains thought to be those of Wassefall's were discovered on Tuesday. That discovery sparked outrage over an increase in gender-based violence in Namibia.
And of course, a lot of people came out to protest that their women don't feel safe anymore in the face of rape, femicide, domestic abuse, violence against women and girls, sexual violence. Reports earlier this year said that Namibian police were receiving at least 200 cases of domestic violence every month. At least 200. Their population is 2.4 million. So that's a lot. There are reports that domestic abuse rates increased even more since the lockdown. You know, a lot of people have been abused by their partners that they live with. So Namibians were tired of how their women are being treated, and so they took to the streets only for policemen to arrest 24 protesters and detain them. And the people were like, that's it. Shut it all down.
It's not okay that people who are accused of sexual crimes on campus are still roaming free.
Wow. I love that the people kept protesting even after the 24 protesters were released. They are saying that sexual and gender-based violence, SGBV, must end. You can find out more by following the hashtag Shutitalldown. And just like we Nigerians want the whole world to stand in solidarity with us, let us stand in solidarity with the people of Namibia as well. Their protest is going on at the same time that our protest is going on. Also, the people of Lesotho, by the way, their government is trying to censor social media at the same time that our protest is going on in Nigeria. As revolution is happening in Nigeria, they are trying to censor social media in Lesotho. So let's speak out about what's happening in other countries as well, and other people will be interested in what's happening in our country as well. You guys now don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.
We've been promised the same things before, but the people won't wait anymore. All of us lazy youth, we demand the truth. With the future you just can't ignore. Even with guns that you raise at our head, your hands are stained with the blood of our dead. Yet still we come in peace to occupy the streets. There's no need for aggression, 'cause our voices are weapons. So stop killing all our brothers, our fathers and our daughters. This brutality is forcing us down to our knees. So stop killing all the youth just because we believe in our future, our voices, a Nigerian dream.
Hello, I'll call you back. What's up, my people? It's your girl. Yes, I send money to Nigeria all the time, both to support my family and to support the foundation. I've tried lots of ways, stores, apps, banks, but they were too expensive and so time consuming. So when I heard about SendWave, I was skeptical at first. Let me be real with you guys. It sounded too good to be true and I didn't trust it. But once I tried it, there was no going back. They deliver within the minute, as in one sharp you send it and they receive it instantly. And they're always the cheapest. In fact, you don't pay any transaction fees. That's why I trust SendWave to send my money, whether I'm up in the mountains or whether I'm home relaxing. My people, try SendWave. Hey, your life will never remain the same. Alright y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to. The button is right there. Thanks to everybody that have subscribed. Don't forget to click the bell button so that you'll be notified whenever we upload a new video. Also, follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Until next time, I'm gonna see you all later. Peace out.